Good morning everyone. Today is day 22 of the calendar and we are going to Congo. It's another washed almond caramel hibiscus. Let's see what we get and how we're going to brew the coffee today. Okay, let me see. The coffee looks a bit more developed than the other ones. Meaning that it looks a bit darker. But let's see if with the method of today, we managed to achieve a really nice cup of coffee. So today I'm combining the Hario Switch base with the body of the Hario Mugen. You can do that. It's basically easy. You can detach the body from the Hario Switch and then you can put in the Mugen, that it can be plastic, can be ceramic. So this is something you can do with some of the Hario products, and I found very interesting and very nice actually that you can, let's say, Frankenstein the dripper. All right, okay, what I'm gonna do today, I'm going to do, let's say, full immersion, okay, with the dripper. So I know that coffee and water is going to be in contact within each other at the same time. So to be honest, I'm not really worried about, if I do this method, I'm not worried about channeling, I'm not worried about bypassing, okay? Because I know that the main extraction happens when I pour the water, okay, from the kettle, because I create agitation, and then the extraction will finish when I am in fully immersion mode. So the water and coffee stays in contact, and then there's going to be the drainage. The drainage, yes, is going to be a bit more contact time in between coffee and water. The water will flow through the coffee, so there will be extraction as well. But I am not worried about the classic channeling from when we do pour over, okay, or bypassing, because I know that the majority of the coffee is already extracted during the pouring and the immersion time. So what I'm allowed to do in this case is to grind slightly finer, okay? I do my usual 15, okay? And I'm gonna do, let's go like 23, something like that, and then we see 23. Okay, one. Okay, we got 23. Ground the coffee, and then we talk more about the method. We have our coffee. Okay, this is the grind size. Okay. Curiosity of this coffee is that I found while I was grinding, and also right now that I put it on the tray, is that the coffee smells more like a natural than a washed. So let's see the result. Okay, let's place the paper. I will use the V60 paper. Okay. Okay. Valve is closed. So I don't need anything underneath. Okay. Even here, let's fit the paper. Okay. Perfect. So how am I gonna brew the coffee? I said that I will do full immersion, okay? But instead of doing like, I don't know, here you can do the same similar method that I use for the clever dripper. So you can put the water first and then the coffee. Otherwise you can put the coffee and then you put all the water, like you normally use the clever dripper or even the Hario Switch. So what I'm going to do to increase a bit of the extraction during pouring, because if I'm going to pour now the water, okay, if I pour the coffee and I pour all the water, so the 250 grams that I'm planning to put, let me grab something to dry here. So if I put 250 grams all in once with the coffee, we're gonna have, yes, an agitation because I will move particles, but at the beginning, this agitation is going to be not very useful for the extraction, but more for the saturation, for the blooming, because we pour water in contact with the coffee, so the gas, they start to escape and the coffee starts to get saturated, okay? And sometimes I worry that I am too fast by pouring the water, that the coffee is not completely saturated to extract well all the solids. So what I'm planning to do is to do first like a first pour, like a blooming, okay, and then pour the rest of the water, but without opening the valve in this case, no? Okay, I am ready to go. Water temperature, I put at 90. I put at 90 because I noticed that the coffee is a bit more developed. So I was thinking if I go too high with the temperature, I might over extract the coffee with the high temperature, or I will extract a bit more like compounds that bring the roastiness of the coffee, because when I brew dark roast coffee, or like not dark roast coffee, but coffee that are a bit more darker, a bit more developed, I go very low with the temperature of the water, sometimes even 85. Okay, when I do pour over. Now we are doing this immersion method, so I need a bit more temperature because the water will stay inside for a while. Okay, so I need a bit more temperature, otherwise I'm going to lose too much of it. So 90 degrees Celsius the water, I'm going to apply 40 grams now as a bloom. So just to make sure that all the coffee is wet. Okay, I don't need to do swirl in this case because I have the closed valve, so I know that all the water is going to be inside, that every single particle is going to be wet. So now what we are doing, now we are saturating the coffee. Okay, I know that from now on, when I will pour the water, extraction is going to be higher. In terms of agitation, in terms of diffusion, I have to say that because we have the water here inside, the extraction by this solution is going to be a bit lower, but I'm actually not worried about that. Okay. One thing you can do is to open the valve, so drain all the blooming, and then close it and go until the top with the water. But I'm happy to show you this method today. Okay. Now we know that we pour at 50, so let's say I need to leave the coffee anyway, like in contact with the water. So here now there's going to be extraction, but at this point it starts to be slow down the extraction because water gets saturated, the easy solids are extracted. Okay. So now past 1 minute since we did the second pour. I'm going to leave it for a bit more. So this is where you can control the immersion. So you want more extracted, less extracted, mouthfeel, you can control from this. basically. Now at 2:30, I'm going to release. There you go. Anyway, now with the fact that it's flowing, not super fast, not drain like in 1 second, so some extraction is going to be up in here. Also with the water going through the coffee, we will have a bit of erosion as well. So we will continue the extraction anyway. It's important to balance this contact time. I never suggest to go lower than 1.5 minutes because I noticed from trying different methods, different coffees, I noticed that you less than 1.30 minutes, you always have a bit of lack of mouthfeel. So that's why I did 1.40 in this case from when I pour the second pour. Because the main, a lot of extraction compounds happens when you're pouring the water because you create agitation. So the solids will dissolve faster in this way. Okay, and then you shape the final extraction by deciding how long you want to keep the coffee in contact with the water. Okay, 350. Okay, and now we see what we achieved. Okay, this is a method that's easy. You also you don't need a gooseneck kettle because you just pour in the water. Of course, even if you don't have a gooseneck kettle, you need to be careful on pouring. Don't pour too much water. The coffee is going to go out from the dripper. So, but it's something that is easy to use and also good for I don't know, when you travel. It's very easy, and also with the plastic combination of the Mugen, it's not I'm not saying unbreakable, but it resists more, okay, and it weighs less. So okay, the aroma, okay, so the aroma is nutty, but also is very, okay, they say hibiscus. Yeah, it's very floral. Yeah, I would say, or it's hibiscus or like cherry blossom, but hibiscus is a good thing because also has this citrus thing. Okay, in the aroma, I can say that it's very citrus and floral. It's kind of interesting. When at the beginning was more nutty. Yeah, the beginning was nutty, and then I swirl it, so give more oxidation to the oxygen to the coffee. It came out some citrus floral notes, but not white floral, red floral. Okay. It's a bit dry. Let's see from where this dryness comes from. Okay, so TDS wise, 137. It's fine, very balanced as in terms of TDS strength. It's a bit dry in the taste. It's not a dryness from bitterness. I was thinking maybe it was a dryness from high TDS, but it's not in this case. So I think it's the quality of the coffee. It's the coffee in general having this kind of dryness, but coming from the quality. For example, you have any hibiscus tea. Now I mentioned the flavor notes because in the box say hibiscus. So if I'm thinking about, okay, I want to drink some hibiscus, that actually I have an hibiscus cold brew in the fridge. And when I tasted, it's actually a bit sharp. The acidity is, it's a bit sharp, and it kind of like give this dryness in the mouth. So it probably can be a quality. Now, if I want to reduce this dryness, if it's coming from under extraction, what I will do, I will grind slightly, I'll say finer, yes, slightly finer, and this to increase a bit of extraction. What I can do also, I can extend the contact time. Watching the total dissolved solids, I could say if I go finer, I will also achieve a stronger cup. So if you like a stronger, go finer, and you will extract anyway a lot from the coffee. And that's good. Also, you're gonna have higher strength, and you're going to have higher extraction. If you say, okay, no, the intensity is okay, but I want the coffee to be more extracted, more sweet. So what I will do, I will extend the contact time, okay, in between coffee and water. So instead of like opening as I did at 2:30, I will leave for, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds more. So you can try. This is the way how you can control. You try, and then you see how it tastes. For every coffee is going to be different, okay? I know that for some of the coffee that I know that I drink, this time is perfect. For some of them, like this one maybe is not enough. But I'm very happy that the coffee came like this, because has this kind of like almond characteristic that is, especially in the aftertaste, it really reminds me of, the taste is like, it's, I don't know, it's very particular, is almond without the skin. So there is this time where you need to make cakes and you don't need the skin of the almond, so you basically blanch the almond in hot water for a bit to make sure that the skin is easily you can remove, so the skin is easily removable, and then you eat this almond that has this kind of like smooth texture. Okay, it's very smooth as the texture of the almond. It has these qualities a bit like buttery, you know. That is the sensation that I have in my mouth. Skinless almond. Yeah, it's very specific. But that is the beautiful thing of the flavor notes. It's about memory, okay? Tasting coffee is about memory. It's the database that you have in your brain. You can train in different ways about tasting. There are some like little aroma, kind of like essential oil, whatever, things with the flavor, with the smell, with the scents, and by smelling it, you can detect, you know, different kind of aromas and characteristics, and you can memorize them. So by memorize them, you put in your brain, and then when you're going to have a coffee, you can pull it back from your database in the brain and say, okay, this is almond, or this is hibiscus. Otherwise, you based on what you experienced in the past. Something you smell in the kitchen, something you smell, I don't know, in the park, or yeah, I don't know, in a trip that you made, or something you had long time ago, but was very memorable, you know, like a fruit or something that you find delicious, but also disgusting, because many times I can detect flavors by things that I don't like, because I drink the coffee, it's like, okay, this tastes, this kind of things, because I know that I don't like them. So Okay. Becomes, it's funny because this coffee, it's a bit, let's say, that dryness from the acidity comes at the beginning and then disappear and become more like almond butter. Okay, buttery like almond. That is a kind of pleasant. Sometimes I need to think, okay, I accept the coffee as it is, because we know that coffee is not all the same. So I accepted this. I think it's a good cup. It's a very interesting coffee for this characteristic. I think it's the third time that I had coffee from Congo anyway. So yeah. I'm wondering if this is like a classic washed or something a bit more fermenty. Okay, but anyway, yeah, it was the coffee of today. You can use the Hario Switch if you want for this method. You can use the clever dripper if you have it. For this method, you need something that you can have full immersion, to be honest. You can use AeroPress, yeah, but the problem of AeroPress is that you're gonna apply pressure, so you're gonna have a different dynamic of extraction, but yeah. French press, I mean, you can do French press, only if then you're going to filter the coffee somewhere else, like with a pour over dripper. So you do the coffee in the French press, you do the blooming, and then you do the full pour, like I did here. You wait, and then you take the French press and you pour it, the coffee, the content, into I don't know, a V60 with the paper. So the filtration is it's proper. It's a proper paper filtration and not the mechanical from the French press, where you're going to have a bit of fine particles inside. They're gonna like let's say remove the clarity of the coffee. So yeah, it's a method you can do. So I didn't invent anything here. It's a method that many people do. So, but it's a good way to enjoy the coffee without being careful about pouring and dripping and channeling, like we did yesterday. Like I noticed yesterday, then on the video after the video. So yeah, and that's it. That was the coffee of today. And the talk of today. Now this is 22. 2 more coffee. We're going to end in an amazing way. Kenya and Ethiopia, so very well-known coffee. I'm looking forward about the next 2 coffees, to be honest, since day one, since even like day 0, because coffee from tomorrow I know it very well. Key from Kenya, so we will see tomorrow. With, of course, different region, different coffee, another brewing method. And yeah, I wish you a very good Sunday. Rest, take your energy, recharge for the next week, because next week is Christmas and you need energy for Christmas. I mean, I definitely need. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Ciao.